This is day 6 of watching every movie on IMDb's top 250 list. And today's day is 12 Angry Men. I never seen the movie, never heard of it. And when I went on IMDb's website and then I looked at it, number 6, and it said made in 1957. I said, nah, man. I was debating whether I should watch it or not, but I'm doing a series. So I said, let me do it justice and let me watch it. So I started watching it. It's in black and white, by the way. And honestly, this is one of the few movies I will ever say, I think you guys need to watch it. It's really good. And the storyline is pretty simple, really. It's 12 jury members arguing about if a kid killed his dad or not. And the concept is simple. It's very simple. Just people arguing, or 12 guys arguing in a room about if a kid killed his dad or not. Obviously, there's kind of backstories to like a couple characters, but the main guy, I really want to focus on the main guy. So originally, everybody voted guilty. 11 people voted guilty, and the main character voted not guilty. And throughout the whole movie, he was making his points as to why he thinks the kid is not guilty, which I think is a fair point. But throughout the movie, I was asking myself, why is he so gun-ho on the kid being not guilty? Why is he so gun-ho, right? And as the movie ended, I told myself, well, at least he himself answered that he thinks that the kid should have a fair trial because if the kid was found guilty, he would have got the chair, would have been done. So it's like if a kid had the kid was 18, by the way, so kid, do with that as you will. But if potentially somebody could get the chair, they deserve a fair trial. They deserve for everybody in the jury to look at all the evidence and make an educative answer based off of those evidence that if the person is guilty or not. That was his point. That was the case in point that he was making. But he broke down everything down to the witness as to is the kid guilty or not. So if I'm remembering correctly, I just watched the movie, but so it was a kid and his dad, and throughout the kid's life, his dad was hitting him, and that night, dad hit him. I think it was just hit. It wasn't clarified if it was a slap or a punch. I can't remember correctly, but I think it was hit him, and then he left, went to the movies, and he bought like a pocket knife, right? And then apparently on his way back to the house, the knife fell out of a hole in his pocket. But mind you, he's from the slums, right? The kid is from the slums. So that could be an argument, right? That was an argument. That could be an argument. So, and the argument that the main character made is that there's a possibility that the knife fell out of his pocket, like the kid said, and somebody picked up that same knife and went to his father's house and killed his dad. And before he went back to his before the kid went back to his house, he met up with some friends, and and then I think he went and bought the knife. I think they were there, if I'm not mistaken. And another argument, there were two witnesses. There was an old guy that heard the kid yell, "I'm going to kill you," to his dad, and then a second later, a body hit the floor. That's what the old man said he heard, right? And then he ran to the hallway, walked down the hall to the hallway and into their room, I think, or the stairs, and apparently he was going up. That one's a little hazy even for me, right? And there's another witness, which was a lady who was across on the other side of the street, on the other side of the railway. There was a train track in between them. I'm assuming this is New York, by the way. The other side of the track, and apparently, she saw from the other side of the railway through the window, through her window and their window, that she saw that the boy made this gesture with a knife and stabbed the dad and killed him. That's two witnesses. And the main character, his argument was the old man could not have made it from his door to the end of the hallway in 15 seconds. And the old man could not have heard the kid yell, "I'm going to kill you," or the body hit the floor, because whenever the trains pass, it makes so much noise that you can't hear anything, right? And they made the reference that from the point that the lady saw what she saw, it was between 10, they said like 10 to 12 seconds, because of how much trains have to, how long the train is and how much it has to go and how much you can miss from this point on. There's a lot of things you can miss with how many train cart goes by, right? And the old man said he heard it, "I'm going to kill you," and then body hit the floor. So pretty much a split second, right? But the lady, there was a 10 to 12 second window between from each cart that she could see. So it just didn't make sense. So the reference, the two witnesses were off. So it just didn't make sense. So they ruled out the old man because his witness statement is off. Now to the lady, apparently the lady wore glasses. So they made the reference that when she woke up out of her bed to look at the window, she needed glasses, and there was no time for her to grab her glasses. No one goes to bed with glasses, and no one immediately grabs glasses whenever they're looking at something outside the window. Not immediately, at least. So they made that reference. And the lady was in the courtroom before, and she had dents right here. So that means she wears glasses, but she did not wear glasses to the courtroom because she wants to look pretty. She doesn't want to look old. She was wearing young women clothes, right? So therefore she wouldn't wear glasses so she doesn't seem old. So they ruled out all of those evidence. So it just didn't make sense. I think that was it. And there's probably a couple of things that I'm missing. And then the guys in the room were arguing. And then some were like, why are you voting not guilty? And then the main character swayed, like, I don't know, one old guy. And then from that point on, started swaying every single jury in the room. It was to a point where it was 6-6. It was 2 to 9, no, 2 to 10, and then it was 6-6, and it ended up 7-6 not guilty, and then it ended up 11 to 1 not guilty, and then there was the one guy that was voting guilty, just didn't want to vote guilty because he has a bad blood with his son who hit him in the past. So there was kind of like an emotional reference between him, his son, and the case. And because of that, he didn't want to vote guilty, because everybody pretty much throughout the whole movie was on his neck because he was just being angry and attacking everybody for no reason. But all in all, it's a very good movie. I genuinely recommend watching it. It is in black and white, so do with that as you will. But it's really good, genuinely. I don't say that very much. 1957 this was made. It's really good. But yeah, and so next is day 7. I don't know what's day 7, but I'll see you then.